midweek matchup here in Louisburg, North Carolina. And it's a glorious afternoon. We are set to bring you the 44th and final regular season game of the Louisburg College Hurricanes 2025 spring season here on the historic grounds of Frazier Field. Louisburg College hosting Wake Tech Community College for the sixth and final game between these two teams, with the action coming to you live from behind the backstop on Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Hurricanes Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network with Caden Leslie. I'm Bill Martone. The Hurricanes picked up 3 Mercy Rule wins last weekend at Guilford Tech Community College and have cemented their feet in the playoffs of the D2 West standings in Region 10. Some strong starting pitching performances by Colbreth, Good, and Martone last weekend, combined with 2 or more home runs from Shadle, Jones, Slowinski, and 3 doubles from Cusick and 5 singles from Green and Labello apiece, allowed the Hurricanes to amass 46 runs by the end of the 3-game set at Ed Price Field in High Point, North Carolina. Can the Eagles of Wake Tech Community College weather the storm of an 8-game Hurricanes win streak? Stay tuned to find out right here on the Louisburg Sports Network after the break. Hurricanes Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network, brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, feeding farms, families, and communities for over 40 years. And Mangum Insurance Agency, with products and service for every occasion. Offices in Coates and Dunn. And specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue. It's Johnny's Barbecue right here in Louisburg, North Carolina. The Wake Tech Community College Eagles are going to be coming to the plate today, batting first. Cameron Rickabaugh, Max Gustafson, and Blake Gaffney, followed by Colton Penner, Austin Mooring, and Raider McIntyre. Nick Schultz, John Mason, and Jen Steiner will be facing off against this young man, sophomore Anthony Jones, out of Dunn, North Carolina, Triton High School. He has put up 26 innings so far this season with 3 strikeouts by the window shopper, 14 in total with a 3.46 ERA, a perfect 5-0 win-loss record with 4 starts to his name this season. Opposing batting average, just .288.
And that's what you love to see from a midweek starter there in Jones. I mean, perfect record with 5-0, only 14 Ks. I mean, still a good amount, but he just very effective in getting hitters out. Throws a very heavy ball at the plate, and I'm sure he's excited to get this last home start here at Frazier Field.
Infield's ready, pitcher's ready, and the batter is ready. The first pitch from Anthony Jones, down the middle, called strike.
Jones deals a first pitch strike there. He looks settled in and ready to go.
Just misses on the outside corner for the second pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike on the leadoff batter, Rickabaugh.
Another great pitch by Jones there, just misses on the outer half. And it's a tough pitch not to swing out if you're a catcher, Cameron Rickabaugh.
And Jones comes back with the called strike.
Jones going to get ahead early on the leadoff batter and hopefully get a quick out here.
The 1-2. Hard hit, right side. 4-3.
Anthony Jones now going to pitch to Eagle shortstop. Max Gustafson.
Two pitches, just missing the strike zone on the second batter. One out if you're just joining us. A grounder to the second baseman, Colin Cusick, for a leadoff out. And the third pitch, uncharacteristic of Jones, misses for the third time, but he's trying to find those corners on Gustafson. And down the middle.
Jones is definitely one of those pitchers that can come all the way back at you from a 3-0 count. So we're gonna see what Jones does here in the 3-1. Pretty good pitch, breaking ball, just gonna miss on the outer half, and he's gonna walk Gustafson.
So the first base runner for the Eagles is the shortstop, Max Gustafson, or as Caden likes to say, Gustafson. I like that.
I'll just say it like that. I know there's a UFC fighter, Alexander Gustafsson. So.
You're probably right, and I'm probably wrong, so I'm not even going to really criticize you. I'm just pointing out the difference in our pronunciations. The lead at first. And the pitch, high and outside to Blake Gaffney.
Blake Gaffney catching tonight for the Wake Tech Eagles. In the last affair, I believe he was playing first base. So
yeah, different look defensively this afternoon. We'll get through that momentarily.
Gaffney gonna get to see a 2-0 here from Jones. The runner on first base. Jones gonna. My guess right here is probably a changeup, double play ball to Evan Slawinski. He's gonna miss just high with the heater.
The 3-0. And misses high and inside. That's two runners now. Back-to-back walks after a quick ground out. So one out, runners first and second. Here in the top of the first inning, you're watching Hurricanes baseball, Louisburg College Hurricanes baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube. All season long, this is the final regular season matchup, not only for these two teams, but for your Louisburg College Hurricanes.
Final game at Frazier Field for these sophomores.
Behind the plate this afternoon, our crew chief and head home plate umpire Marquise Taylor, along with Michael Brody on the infield right there to the left. And the 0-1 just misses low and outside.
It's going to bring the count to 1-1. You're going to have ones across the board for left fielder Colton Penner.
Hard hit, center field. Steven Kreiner a few steps around, doesn't really move too much, gets under it, and the throw into third. Backed up by Anthony Jones.
And that's a pretty good throw in there from Steven Kreiner. Pretty tough to tag up if you're the runner on second base there. Kreiner's got a rocket arm from center field, and I'm sure they know that from the past five games we've played them.
So 2 out and 2 on, top of the first inning. Austin Mooring at the plate now.
Jones pitch, gonna miss just high with the fastball.
Low and away. Defense for your Louisburg College Hurricanes. Green, Kreiner, Labello, left to right. Shadle, Slewinski, Cusick, and Dunn. Third to first, and Modrak behind the plate.
Jones deals a pretty good pitch there. Going to bring the count to 2-1 with 2 away. See what Jones can do here. Hopefully get over another strike and or some weak contact in the infield.
Jones set and deals inside corner. The throw to first. Not quite in time, but a nice effort by Jake Modrak.
Great effort from Jake Modrak there. Heads up thinking. 2s across the board now for Anthony Jones.
It looks like our infield umpire, Michael Brody, having words with head coach DJ Russ. Sounds like one of our patrons has a little bit of a cough out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. We're in the top of the first. Anthony Jones on the mound for the Hurricanes and deals. Just misses the outside. Call out to the field umpire, says the batter did not swing.
And we're going to see a 3-2 with 2 runners on base and two batters out.
Mooring steps back in with a full count. Payoff pitch here from Anthony Jones. And a breaking ball softly hit to the first base side. Jace Dunn takes it himself. As the Hurricanes go into the dugout for the first time this afternoon. Not quite a 1-2-3 inning, but rather a 1-2-3-4-5. 2 left on, no runs scored. No hits, 2 walks. And McIntyre left on base when the Eagles come back to the plate in the second. Right now, though, your Louisburg College Hurricanes will be coming to the plate in the following order. Leading off, Nick Labello. James Green batting second. Evan Slewinski in the 3-hole. Kenny Shadle in cleanup with Jace Dunn in 5th in the order. Anthony Jones DHing and pitching, batting 6th. And in the bottom 3rd, Jake Modrak, Stephen Kreiner, and Colin Cusick. All sorts of camera angles this afternoon for the last home game of the season. On the mound and pitching is Mr. Warnock. We've mentioned him in past broadcasts. We've done, well, a total of 3 other, 2 at home, 1 on the road at Ting, and now this is the 4th total. And I know Aiden Warnock has made appearances in prior matchups, midweek matchups between the two. 34 and 2/3 inning of work, a 5.19 ERA with 30 strikeouts, a 275 opposing batting average for Warnock.
Nick Labello going to lead off the bottom of the first. Nick Labello, right fielder for your Hurricanes. Very fast and reliable player at the plate.
First pitch from Aiden Warnock, missing the strike zone. And the second one just over the top of the left kneecap of the right fielder.
Nick Labello in a hitter's count, he's going to get to see a 2-0. Nick Labello, very aggressive at the plate. He's always looking to hit something hard, as he just did right there.
Fly ball right field, taken by the center fielder. Defense for the Eagles, Penner, Mason, and Mays across the outfield. Steiner, Gustafson, McIntyre, and Schultz on the infield from third to first, and Blake Gaffney behind the plate catching for Aiden Warnock. And James Green steps in for the first time. Fouls off the first pitch. Aiden Warnock struggling a little bit with the second batter. 2 balls and 1 strike. A foul that James Green sheared off down the left field line. 1 out. Bottom of the first inning.
James Green going to watch another ball there on the outer half. It's going to bring the count to 3-1.
And now batting, the shortstop number 6, Evan Slowinski.
This is gonna bring up social media phenomenon Evan Slowinski. Plays shortstop for your Hurricanes.
Green draws the walk ahead of Slowinski.
And that pitch a little off the plate there to Slowinski. Slowinski's going to see a 1-1 with a runner on base.
Batting .342 with 6 home runs and 38 RBIs. To say that he is in mid-season form might be an understatement. He was finding the trees behind the fence last weekend at Guilford Tech a couple of times.
Slowinski's in postseason form.
Runner goes. The throw down to second, going to be too high, and James Green comes to rest over the top of second base.
James Green going to pick up a stolen base there to put a runner in scoring position in the hitter's count for Evan Slowinski.
And Slowinski works a walk out of the starting pitcher, Aiden Warnock. So that's 2 walks now.
2 walks out of 3 batters, and going to bring up the power bat and Kenny Shadle.
Baseman number 30, Kenny Shadle.
Shadle and Teowa Costello just recently bleached their hair. So he's rocking the Ric Flair mullet again, as we seen at the beginning of the year. Hopefully he can hit a woo on out of here.
Is that a Ric Flair?
Ric Flair. Look at that hair coming out of number 30's helmet there.
He's got the yellow flow going, popped up. And the runners stay put on first and second.
And now batting, the first baseman number 32, Jace Dunn.
It's going to bring up freshman number 32, Jace Dunn. Maybe looking at a double steal here. Two pretty quick runners on base, and one smoked, just foul over the foul ball fence over there. Jace Dunn looks like he's seeing it well.
Dunn with 7 dingers on the season. Lofts that one into center field. Mays under it. Another no runs scored, 2 left on. As we complete the bottom of the first inning here at Frazier Field. Already, after 1 inning, we're just closing in on about 60 viewers in the live stream. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Our usual suspects of Paul and Elise Modrak. Thanks for being the first to chime in, as well as Nate Norris down in Tampa, St. Pete area, if I remember correctly, and an alum here of the Louisburg Hurricanes baseball program. Thanks again for joining us again. It is an absolutely glorious last day of May for the last home game and regular season game. And for some reason, we're not getting our weather bug coming up here, but
last game at Frazier Field for the 2025 season. The conference tournament coming up next Friday.
it is absolutely gorgeous. In the mid-80s, about a 5-mile-an-hour wind, gusts up to 10.
It's a great day to get your tan on. Great day. We're obviously up here in the booth.
Sweating it out.
Sweating it out. Not much sun over here, but definitely feeling the humidity and
So Jace Dunn finished it off for the Hurricanes. Anthony Jones, Jake Modrak, and Steven Kreiner will come up in the bottom of the second inning. And here shortly for the Eagles, McIntyre, Schultz, and Mason. So almost a mirror image in the book of 2 left on. Some conversation between McIntyre and our crew chief, Marquise Taylor. Not quite sure what the disagreement or the questions may be about, but a little bit of conference on the side with head coach J.D. Russ. Wow, never thought that would end.
not exactly sure what's going on here. My guess was maybe talking about the whitish gold on Jones's glove, maybe. I have no clue.
Yeah, I think that's the least of the Eagles' worries right now, but to each their own. McIntyre rips that one in the left field. James Green on the run. Makes it look easy breezy. Can of corn. One pitch, one out as we start the top of the second inning.
James Green with a tough play over there on that left field line, but he makes it look easy and going to grab the first out of the inning.
So Raider McIntyre is retired on a fly ball to James Green. And Nick Schultz sweeps through one and misses it.
And Jones comes back with a really good breaking pitch after that quick out. Another pretty good breaking ball there. Probably going to miss just high.
The 1-1. Hard hit over the head of Shadle, and that one will go all the way to the fence. James Green will give chase. And cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Nick Schultz. John Mason now about to step in the box for the Eagles. Jones taking a look at Schultz for quite a bit and deals, just misses to Mason. Low and away. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second. We're starting the top of the second inning. If you're just joining us, thank you for tuning in to the Louisburg Sports Network via YouTube. I'm Bill Martone, Caden Lasley to my right, and a host of others here in the booth this afternoon. We'll have a special guest for everybody around the third inning. Jones really hunting the zone there, and I don't know what that was. Obviously, it must have been a touch high.
He's just missing on the pitches there, just barely missing.
We could say that Marquise Taylor has an otherwise tight strike zone.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's not giving any leeway, no flexibility there from home plate umpire.
Mason with a .267 batting average coming into today's game. Hit to first, and Jace Dunn takes it himself unassisted.
It's going to move the runner over to third, but not before the Hurricanes pick up the second out of the inning. So
Jen Steiner about to step in for his first trip to the plate.
Pretty hot bat for the Eagles lineup against the Louisburg Hurricanes here. He had 2 home runs in the last appearance. Pretty sure.
Batting .295 with a .396 on base percentage. And he takes a hard hack at the first offering from Anthony Jones.
Pitch gonna miss just away, gonna even it up.
The 1-1 to Steiner, a fastball that rides up. So good plate discipline by the third baseman for the Eagles. With 2 outs and a runner in scoring position down on third. The 2-1. Hard hit, center field. And Stephen Kreiner a couple steps and makes it look easy. Rickabaugh, Gustafson, and Gaffney for the Eagles when they come back in. But coming up here shortly for your Louisburg College Hurricanes, Jones, Modrak, and Kreiner. Aiden Warnock on the bump, toeing the slab for the Eagles in their last midweek matchup with the Hurricanes here in Louisburg, North Carolina. Saw 5 batters in the first inning through 17 pitches, 6 strikes and 2 walks. So needs to look for his defense to continue to help him out behind him. Jones swings at the first pitch and fouls it off.
Jones appears to be ready to hit. It's always great. You want your leadoff hitter swinging. You need him on base.
Jake Modrak in the on-deck circle with Stephen Kreiner doubled up behind him. Jones with some dinger production out at Guilford Tech. It was rather impressive, the number of home runs that the Hurricanes hit. And even though it was a small park at Ed Price Field, the Guilford Tech Titans had just the equal opportunity, if you want to consider it. Off the hands to center field. On the run, it'll fall just in front of the fence. And into second is Anthony Jones with another double to his record for the season. Tied in a multi-way tie for 9 doubles. I think there were 6 different Hurricanes that had that many doubles on the season. And that pitch gets away, and Jones will advance 90 feet unattested.
Runner on third base, no outs for catcher Jake Modrak. So definitely looking to do a job here, considering there's no runs on the board for your Hurricanes yet. And Modrak doesn't like it. Going to be a strike on the outside corner. Modrak going to get ahead here, 2-1.
Fouled off on the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs and a runner on third. It is extremely eerie how similar the book is looking here between the two. They're going mano a mano from half inning to half inning so far. This is really interesting as it plays out. Aiden Warnock fills up the count now, 3-2.
Warnock going to miss just high with that breaking ball there. Pretty good pitch. Modrak's got a good eye there at the plate. 3-2 to Modrak, going to be fouled off back into the screen. And he's going to see another pitch and make this a productive at-bat.
One bounce to Gustafson across, and a run scores, so a sac hit for Jake Modrak, and the Hurricanes strike first. Stephen Kreiner about to step up to the plate.
Steven Kreiner now at the plate for the Hurricanes. Just watch ball one with a heater in the dirt there.
Leads the team with 51 hits and two triples.
Pretty hard to hit a triple unless you have the speed that Kreiner has or Labella has.
Any guess as to who the other player is he's tied with for the most number of triples on the season so far?
Labello.
Negative.
Cusick.
Negative.
Slawinski.
Negative. Called strike brings the count to 3-1 with one out.
Tewa.
Oh, sir. Don't quit your day job.
I can do the home runs. Not
James Green.
Not the triple. Okay, that makes sense. He's an outfielder. He's a pretty quick guy.
Kreiner has to bend back out of way, and he draws a walk. Colin Cusick making his first appearance at the plate. Batting .323. And another young man who is tied with 9 doubles on the season. And the runner goes, the throw down. Steven Kreiner is in head first and surprisingly called out. I find that hard to believe. I think his hands were in there before the glove came down with the tag.
Yeah, it looks safe to me, but
that's Michael Brody's job out there, though, to make the calls on the bases. Two outs now with nobody on. One run has scored. That was Anthony Jones, who led off the inning with a double. And Cusick looks at a called strike. 1-1.
Cusick gonna smack one through the 5-6 hole there. And we're gonna have another runner aboard for the Hurricanes. Cusick with a 2-out single. It's gonna help himself out a little bit there.
Now batting. The leadoff in the right fielder, number 39.
It's gonna bring up the right fielder, Nick Labello, the leadoff. Top of the lineup's gonna roll around here now. Hopefully we can get a little 2-out magic going. Labello gonna put a good swing onto one there, but it's gonna be fouled back into the screen. Two outs here for your Hurricanes, the bottom of the second. Picked up one run earlier. As I said before, Labello, a very, very aggressive hitter at the plate. Always looking to hit something hard if he sees the strike that he wants. Puts in a lot of hard work, a lot of time in those cages. And Gaffney's gonna throw out two runners that inning, trying to steal for second. The first one to Steven Kreiner could have been a little questionable, but the second one, Colin Cusick just got thrown out on, could have been a little questionable too. But crew chief today says no, sir.
Michael Brody on the infield is calling it tough at second base. Two otherwise very close plays that went in the favor of the Eagles, but your Louisburg College Hurricanes able to get one run on the board by the end of the second inning. And when the Hurricanes come back to the plate in the third, it'll be Nick Labello back again, followed by James Green and Evan Slawinski. Back to live action here at Frazier Field in Louisburg College. In Louisburg, North Carolina, Anthony Jones back on the mound, towing the slab for the Hurricanes. And mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast, we have a special guest with us here this afternoon, college president, Dr. Gary Brown. Welcome to the broadcast, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. We caught your commentary a couple of games ago. We appreciate your kind words. We've seen you here in attendance with your wife even, watching some of the games. And it goes a long way, I think, for the students. They acknowledge the fact that you're here. They notice when you're here. And it, I think, really helps build the community of the college on the campus among the student population. And for anybody else who might know you, I wouldn't have known you until somebody pointed you out. But it is really a pleasure to see the leadership and the administration of the school coming out to the events and support.
We try to make as many games as we can, and it's really with all the sports. We come to as many baseball, softball, basketball. I mean, my wife and I are committed to coming to every home game that we possibly can. So this is the best part of the job.
Yeah, hard to argue with getting to watch a lot of great quality college sports being played where you go to work every day. Rickabaugh pops one up on the left side. James Green is going to come in and makes it look easy again.
Yeah, James doesn't miss many of those.
So Rickabaugh grounded out and now flies out for his second appearance. And Max Gustafson steps in. He walked in his first plate appearance as he swings over the top of a bit of a sinker from Anthony Jones. So 230 years of history here at Louisburg College.
238.
Okay. For those who are counting, I think you are the 28th president to lead this fine institution.
That is correct.
And hit on the right side. And a close play, but they get him at first. Well done by the right side of the infield and the pitcher, Anthony Jones. So I factored that out. It's roughly 8.2 years of leadership per president. Are you going to surpass that?
No, I don't think I will.
Some news the other day that you're looking into the future after next year.
I did let the Board of Trustees know my intent to retire sometime in 2026.
Well, congratulations. Good for you.
It depends on how far into 2026 I might make the 8.2, but then I might not.
Well, you got 7.5 under your belt right now. And it seems like you have a great cast of educators, coaches, and otherwise even students for that matter, that must make it enjoyable to work here at Louisburg College. I don't know if I'm pouring it on too thick for you, but
there are parts of the job that are absolutely enjoyable, and then there are parts that aren't so much fun.
Hard hit on the right side. Nick Labello comes up with it, and a can of corn out there in right field. We're going to stay right here with Dr. Gary Brown, the president of Louisburg College. Continue to get to know the executive leader of this institution, this educational institution. You don't sound to me to be a native of North Carolina or Louisburg. I'm going to take a guess because I did a little bit of reconnaissance.
Okay, go ahead.
Hailing from upstate New York.
Correct.
Colony, to be specific.
Ooh, very good.
I'm familiar myself with the area. I graduated out of Clifton Park and Shenandoah myself, so different generation than yourself, a few years behind, but all the same, it's coming from the same neck of the woods. But I don't know about you, we have really enjoyed North Carolina. We've been here since 2016 as a family, and we couldn't be happier with our own son's time so far here at Louisburg. and our families in North Carolina. So, not to speak for you, but I presume that you've enjoyed your time here, but you've spent some time around the country prior to this in Pennsylvania as well, or in your earlier years out in Illinois.
That's correct. Very good.
So,
what did you read my bio before I came on?
Certainly. I come prepared, sir. As soon as I saw you went to St. Rose up in Albany, New York, I thought, too close to home.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to do some more research.
That's where my wife and I met, College of St. Rose. So it was a great school. Sad news, they closed.
Yeah.
They closed last May. So we went back to campus and visited. It was my mother's 85th birthday, so we were home for that. She's still in Albany, and so we went to visit my mother. We had to stop by campus and take pictures where we used to, we had 4 wonderful years together.
That's a great story. I love it. Coming back to some live action here as Nick Lobello steps back to the plate. He was at the plate when Colin Cusick was thrown out stealing or caught stealing down to second. We're all over the place with the cameras at the moment. And we'll get some of our ambient field audio coming in with us. We got Dr. Gary Brown, the president of Louisburg College, in the booth with us this afternoon. Couldn't pass up on the opportunity of the last home game to invite you into the booth and on air with us. We had some other guests, some alum earlier in the season that joined us, including the infamous Russ Frazier. Unfortunately, I think during that interview, our audio was all wonky and it didn't maybe come out the best. But I personally love to include, such as the student athletes themselves who have an opportunity to see the other side of the game into the production and the broadcast, as well as working with the likes of other coaches who help out with the production quality. But that's why I kind of spread it around a bit when you made a comment on the live stream here. We have currently about 65 people as Lobello pops that one out of play. It's obviously a village effort, if you will.
I can see that from up here.
Yeah, and it really is great. We got Jackson Bottoms on our online scoreboard doing the overlay throughout the game, as well as Ricky Cook doing all the announcing and in-stadium music, Caden Lasley doing some camera work, as well as some color commentary. And Aiden Warnock gets Nick Lobello out looking very uncharacteristic for the right fielder.
And now batting, the left fielder, number 42, James Green.
And here comes James Green for the second time. He walked and picked up a stolen base in the first inning. And really what's just so enjoyable, in addition to getting to work with these young men and others on the campus here, is really helping to connect the families of the players and whether it's their direct parents or their grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, really everybody, and as well the alum who seem to really enjoy the engagement on the live stream. So really try to promote that and encourage it as much as possible. Obviously, the 67 people that are out there right now, some of them just don't feel comfortable chiming in, or they don't know how. We know that's a reality out there as well, but obviously Jacqueline Marlette, she's the usual suspect. Benjamin Ormond also. James Green drops one into right field, and he will follow up behind Nick Lobello with a single to get the Hurricanes started here in the third inning.
I think last time we were traveling, I think that was the first time we actually had a TV set in front of us. Usually we follow it with our phones or with Game Changer. I see we have that on here, but to be able to watch it on a big screen, it's an incredible job that you guys do up here. It's very, very, very impressive.
I appreciate that, and we hope the college enjoys it and maybe even decides to put more of an investment into it, because it takes a lot, but it really takes a little, to be brutally honest. And I think it, in my selfish personal opinion, adds a lot of value to the program and the school overall, whether it's baseball or any of the sports for that matter, with just a little bit of creativity. And over to first base, not in time. James Green, it's going to be hard to pick that young man off. He is just heads-up ball player. no matter whether he's on the base path. And there he goes. Nope, he psyched me out.
I think my wife and I met James his first week on campus.
He is such a genuine young man.
Mm-hmm.
And like many of these kids at this age, I call them kids, and James Green takes off. He's on his way unattested, 90 feet down on a pass ball. They just grew up in a generation with social media now that they feel naturally comfortable, most of them, with making content and putting their own personal stories out there. And I honestly think that it's really a part of the sport as they move their way through college and hopefully on to professional ranks that they'll be able to maintain. Slowinski draws a walk for the second time out of Aiden Warnock. And we'll have to wait for the fourth batter to come up as the music started, but it's going to have to wait as it looks like head coach DJ Russ is going to at least talk with Aiden Warnock. Don't see the pitch communicator, which is like an Apple smartwatch that they wear and allows them to receive the preferred pitch selection from the dugout. In the last game here, we saw after the turnover of pitchers happened, the kids would just start pulling it off right away. They knew as soon as they saw Coach Russ coming to the mound, it was not worth trying to argue another pitch or another batter. They would just take it off and hand it to him. They knew the drill.
I have to tell you, they didn't have that technology when I went to college.
Me neither. And it's very unique as I've been following my own son coming up through to now finally start to see it. We saw it for the first time last year at high school level and now again here at junior college. Here we go. Kenny Shadle leads the team in home runs. This young man is just a jack-of-all-trades athlete, we've been calling him, and a master of the home run long ball, as Caden Lasley has coined the phrase. He is just really stands out with the bat this season. Also had made a note here. He's leading the team in RBIs at 52. Batting .369, hard hit in left field. James Green is rounding, and he will cruise into home and right through to the dugout. So Shadle with an RBI single. The other side of the batting production for that young man.
And now batting, the first baseman, number 32, Jace Dunn.
Jace Dunn, the first baseman, batting .305, 41 RBIs himself. He's been quite productive as well. And hard hit over the glove of Gustafson. Here comes Evan Slowinski with Shadle cruising into third. So another few runs score for your Louisburg College Hurricanes. So another RBI single in the books for the Hurricanes this inning.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 10, Anthony Jones.
This is one of those games where the Hurricanes are so productive and so prolific at the bat, I can barely get time to do anything in between batters because the one pitch comes in, they hit it, they're running, I'm recording things, talking, and can't keep up with all the activity with so many buttons to push. But it's a good problem to have. So there's head coach DJ Russ coming out for the second time in the inning. Rule books say you make 2 mound visits, you have to switch pitchers. So we'll see here momentarily the update in Game Changer when that comes through. And Aiden Warnock is going to walk off the mound after pitching 2 1/3 of an inning, give up 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks with 1 strikeout. He threw 54 pitches and 21 strikes across 14 batters. Not sure whether to say that's a good day or a bad day for Aiden Warnock or the Eagles, but it has been otherwise pretty common for the Hurricanes here in the mid-season to second half of the season to kind of be pushing the boundaries of the bullpens. Drew Burton now comes in for the Wake Tech Eagles. 5'10", 185-pound, batting left and throwing right. He's a true freshman out of Salisbury, North Carolina, and a graduate of West Rowan High School. So far this season, he has a 12.91 ERA on 7 2/3 innings of work and 12 appearances. No saves, no wins, no losses, so pretty much no contest for all of his appearances. And honestly, there have been some names, this being the 6th midweek matchup between the Hurricanes and Wake Tech. So they get into a rotation. It's not uncommon. We see the same names and faces on the coming out of the bullpen rather to the mound. But this young man is a new one. Dr. Gary Brown in the booth with us this afternoon. Myself, Bill Martone, and a fly ball, deep center field. John Mason watches that one go over the fence. And Caden Lasley giving Dr. Gary Brown the home run call. We get the old foghorn siren. We're going to get the, boom, hey, they changed it up on us. So a bases clearing home run for Anthony Jones. And Jake Modrak gets plunked in the helmet. We've seen a number of those this season. Not really enjoyable, obviously, for the batters. I'm sure the pitchers don't enjoy that experience either. Eighth batter in the lineup, Steven Kreiner. Again, leading the team in hits. He has been really productive at 51 and has a couple of triples to his name. We were having a little bit of fun with Caden earlier, asking if he knew who the other player was, and he named just about every other player, Dr. Brown, except for James Green. So
I won't tell James.
If you missed it earlier, we learned that Dr. Gary Brown hails from upstate New York and has moved around in college administration and leadership. What are your hobbies that you might wish to share with us that you look to do as you go forward after next year if you do finally commit to a full-time retirement?
I used to golf a lot, and then I thought I'd move to North Carolina and golf more, but my schedule, I don't think I've golfed but 5 times since I've been in North Carolina. I golfed more in Erie, Pennsylvania. We spend most of our spare time on campus. We live a couple blocks from here, and there's always something going on. We always like to make an appearance. So I haven't really figured out what we're going to do in retirement yet. I think my wife would like to travel.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We have 2 daughters, one in the Pittsburgh area, one in the Erie area still. My mother lives in Albany. My wife's parents live in Poughkeepsie, so to give us something to do.
Closing in the mid-80s now in our viewership and continued engagement from a number of Canes supporters. Mr. Daryl Shadle, Kenny Shadle's father, chiming in from Virginia Beach. Thanks for joining us, sir. And Malachi Costello, Teoa's brother up in New York. couple weeks ago, the last weekend home game, a number of the parents were out here cooking on a grill. It was absolutely scrumptious. It was driving us mad during the doubleheader because you don't really have the chance to eat on air. Hit to the third baseman. He's going to get the force at third. Steiner.
I think that's one of the things we're real fortunate about. Over the years, we have the best parents. Very supportive of their sons and daughters, but also very supportive of college. So
that is one thing I've started to see the last couple of years myself as I become increasingly more engaged volunteering to do this type of work, and then seeing the other parents doing it. And I would encourage all the parents, if they can, whatever you might feel passionate about, volunteer to contribute to the culture and the community of the team that your children might play on, because shy of maybe a top tier D1 school, even there I'm sure the programs appreciate it. Builds the community among the student athletes as well as the parents. And you hear that when you watch those games and you see the clips on the Wheels channel on YouTube that a lot of the kids watch, and you just hear the crowds cheering. Mm-hmm. And we get, as you know, some ruckus patrons here at Frazier Field. And a line drive right to the third baseman. And that's going to end the threat and the production, but the Hurricanes put on 5 runs in the third inning as they take a 6-0 lead on 6 hits after 3 innings. So before we let you go, Dr. Brown, if you were to advertise on behalf of Louisburg College to any of the incoming future freshmen or others who might be watching the broadcast, what would you say to those people considering Louisburg College for their students, regardless of athletes or not, but if they're looking at Louisburg College to start their child's continued education, college education, what is that selling point? What is that value of Louisburg College that you would either advise them of or remind them of to consider?
I think the most important thing that is, to me, is the size, is that you come to a place, you have 400 students, the faculty will know who you are, the administration will know who you are. It's a place where I always tell people, college is what you make of it. It's not necessarily just what the college does for you, but it's what you do while you're in college. I think we have a great atmosphere here. I think we have great faculty. I think we have great support staff. And if you want to come and you want to start that college journey, there's no better place than a place like Louisburg College.
I would wholeheartedly agree. We were grateful to see the opportunity not only to continue playing sports, but to have that on-campus experience that, in our opinion as parents, was very important. And we're about to get back to live action here. Dr. Gary Brown, the president of Louisburg College, joining us this afternoon in between the action. Sir, thank you for coming in and meeting us live and in person and sharing your story with everybody.
You guys have done a great job. I appreciate all you did all year. I think the parents, particularly from New York, that you called out, they need this. What you did them a huge favor, so I appreciate that.
I appreciate it as well. Thank you very much, and we'll let you go enjoy the game from wherever. If you want to stay here in the booth, I don't want to keep you tied to the headset indefinitely. Let you walk around and enjoy the views as you always do.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks
for having me.
Have a good afternoon. Colton Penner at the plate for the Eagles. He is leading off the top of the 4th inning as the Hurricanes put 5 runs on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. So right now, Anthony Jones looking to hold off any potential threat, which there hasn't really been much of any. Fly ball, center field. Stephen Kreiner, one-handed catch. Can of corn, as the expression goes. Caden Lasley back on the headset and running our main camera. Hard hit, left center field. That one's going to dunk in and bounce onto the fence. Kreiner with the gun into second. And the tag, not in time, says Michael Brody. As Austin Mooring with a double.
Hard hit ball out there to center field. Gonna hit the gap. And you know it's hard hit when Steven Kreiner can't get to it. You know, Steven Kreiner's like a hawk out there in center field. Jones fourth inning of work here. He's got one away and one runner on.
Raider McIntyre. And the heater misses just a bit outside. McIntyre flied out to James Green and left in the second. He now has Austin Mooring on second with one out. Popped up right side. Nick Labello going back, steps under it, and makes the throw. The cutoff to Slowinski will be held. And Austin Mooring advances.
Not before the Hurricanes pick up the second out, though.
So a sac fly by Raider McIntyre.
Jones going to pick up his second out of the inning and hopefully get the third right here with a runner on third base for the Eagles.
Hard hit, foul.
That's going to be just a hard hit strike.
Nick Schultz.
Jones going to have the advantage at 0-1.
Now, we have not seen Nick Schultz at first base, but maybe he belonged there all along. Definitely a hard hitting.
I think that one just hit off the ground, maybe hit him back in the shoulder. Pretty hard swing there from Schultz, though.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. Wish we had the replay on it because it looked like it ricocheted, may even hit his bat. Slaps it left side, and Shadle unable to hold it in his glove. And an E5, unfortunately, will let a run score. So an ROE5 for Nick Schultz. Gets him a, I don't know, does that give you an RBI on the error? I don't know that it really should.
Not really sure how they're going to score that. Definitely should have been an out, though.
I think it's an unearned run.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably
let's
so.
go with that. The pitch popped up. Kreiner back to the track, and it's gone. A two-run home run for John Mason. 2 outs. No activity in the bullpen at this point. So skipper Blake Herring either not worried or purely confident, if not both. Jen Steiner, the third baseman.
After Jones gives up a home run, he's going to come back strong here with the first pitch strike to third baseman Steiner.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Nobody on now after a bases clearing home run by John Mason a moment ago. Gives the Eagles 3 runs this inning. Fly ball, right center field. Nick Labello on the run. Comes up with it. A bushel of hits, 3 runs, and nobody left on. As we're in the middle of 4 here at Frazier Field in Louisburg, North Carolina. You're watching Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network. And all season long, the Murphy Farm Hay and Feed family, feeding farms, communities, and families for over 40 years. Mangum Insurance Agency, products and service for every occasion, and Johnny's Barbecue, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue. All three of those fine organizations are providing you this spectacular coverage of the Louisburg College Hurricanes baseball all season long. On the bump right now for the Wake Tech Eagles, Aiden Sumner, 6'3", 220-pound right-handed throwing freshman out of Hendersonville, North Carolina, and a graduate of East Henderson High School. No wins, no losses, with 1 start and 12 appearances, a 9.0 ERA on 17 innings of work, has 16 strikeouts to his record. And the Hurricanes this afternoon looking to close out their regular season on an 8-game win streak, all of which have included losses by the Wake Tech Eagles. Name that tune, Caden.
The ESPN theme, maybe?
It's not too bad.
I just looked at it. I just glanced at it.
There it is right at the end. Back to live action here at the historic Frazier Field on the beautiful historic campus of Louisburg College. We got to hear from the college president earlier, Dr. Gary Brown. Very approachable sounding president. Sumner with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike on James Green.
James Green gonna see a 1-1 here. Swings just over top of it.
Here we go, 4-2, come on. Just find the hole, find the hole.
Gonna even it up now at 2-2. Breaking pitch gonna miss away. James Green, the leadoff in the bottom of the 4th. And they're going to check his swing here. They're going to say he didn't go, so it's going to be a full count now here to left fielder James Green. And James Green going to hit one right over the second baseman's head, and it's going to fall for a single. Leadoff single for James Green here in the bottom of the 4th. It's going to bring up your shortstop, Evan Slawinski.
Slawinski with a pair of walks so far in this game.
James Green going to be back easy. It's almost like he knew it was coming there.
Keep an eye on James here for a moment. Sumner deals, and he gets the lower portion of the strike zone on Slawinski, who nods his head like, okay, if
Pretty
you
good
say
pitch.
so. Sumner deals a breaking ball, and he gets the inside corner.
Going to be 0-2 to shortstop Slawinski.
Pickoff not in time. Another breaking ball gets Slowinski swinging. So Sumner might have found the secret recipe to dealing with the Hurricanes. Just breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball.
Possibly, but let's hope not. If he hangs one here to Kenny Shadle, I suppose it'll go a long way.
Shadle, no stranger to the long ball. Shadle with an RBI single in the third. And the pickoff at first, not in time. Runner goes, and Shadle leads the team in hit by pitch.
And he's just going to stay in there and wear it. That's what Coach Myers wants you to do over there. Coach Myers, he has a thing for the hitters. I believe it's for every time you get out of the way, it's 20 push-ups or 20 crunches or something like that, but not just for you, for the whole entire team or for all the hitters. So you can't get out of the way of pitches. He just wants you to turn.
And Green gets caught, doubled up on a line drive.
Hit and run.
No runs scored and a runner left on as we come to the end of the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fifth, it'll lead off with Anthony Jones, followed by Jake Modrak and Steven Kreiner. Right now, your Louisburg College Hurricanes on 7 hits, leading by 3 runs with a 6-3 score in the book as we are about to start the top of the 5th inning here at the historic Frazier Field on the hallowed grounds of Louisburg College in Louisburg, North Carolina. Special thanks to Dr. Gary Brown for accepting the invitation to come in and talk with us live on the air. Nick Lobello out there in right field, kind of pacing, looks like he's talking to himself, getting ready, saying anything comes my way, I'm going to get it. Kenny Shadle giving the thumbs up on third. Back on the bump, the sophomore, Anthony Jones, holding down the fort from the middle infield. It was really fun over the weekend on the road up at Guilford Tech when the bleacher creatures were making an appearance from the dugout. That was a really nice touch.
So it's really cool, really nice to have everybody in the dugout all at one time, so you can do that type of stuff and make it loud to where everybody can hear it, and it's always a good time.
Yeah, definitely brought a great vibe to the games.
Really cool to do something a little different, you know, make things funner, spice things up, and taken from an MLB team, you know.
Rickabaugh now steps in. Jones deals. Low and away.
The leadoff hitter for the Wake Tech Eagles is going to lead off this inning. So the top of the lineup.
Ground out and a fly out.
Jones going to see the top of the lineup here. He's 3-1 to leadoff batter Cameron Rickabaugh.
Down the middle. Gets a called strike and fills up the count as we start the 5th inning. And the pitch just misses, loses Rickabaugh to a walk.
Pretty good pitch there from Jones. Rickabob's not going to take the bait, though.
The body language of Rickabaugh, and I don't want to profess to have, telepathic powers, but it just looked like he was not swinging at whatever the offering was from Jones. But maybe from his vantage point it was noticeably lower than...
That definitely could be the case, especially for a leadoff hitter. I mean, you're down 3 runs. You really just need base runners at this point. You got to score, or you have to get runners on to score runs. So,
shortstop Max Gustafson, or Gustafson.
A little bit of a team player mindset from Rickabaugh.
And down the middle to the second batter of the inning and of the lineup.
If there's any family members in the stream of shortstop Gustafson, if you can tell us how to properly pronounce that name, that'd be awesome. Or if we're already pronouncing it properly.
Keeping an eye on the leadoff batter and runner, Rickabaugh, who is over at first. And Jones goes outside on Gustafson. Blake Gaffney is in the on-deck circle, just to the right there in this frame. And he fans across the top of a breaking ball that just falls out of the zone. 2-2 with no outs and a runner on first. Cameron Rickabaugh down off of first base with Jace Dunn holding him. And we got time, says our infield umpire, Michael Brody. So a pitch clock violation as Jones' pace of work is kind of slowing down.
Maybe just trying to catch his breath, get a feel for things. But he's going to have a 3-2 here to Gustafson.
Bounced off of home plate and fouled out of play.
Makes a pretty good pitch there.
The pitch, swung on, line drive. Steven Kreiner gets under it. And back to first base will be Cameron Rickabaugh.
Going to have one away here with a runner on first. Need a ground ball for a double play.
Gaffney steps in. He walked in the first and flied out in the third. And we're starting to get a little bit of activity in the bullpen of the Hurricanes as Anthony Jones is at 80 pitches.
Looks like Garrison White down there in the bullpen.
Another hard-throwing righty. Rickabaugh still at first with one out. And the pickoff, not in time. Jones's throw to Dunn on the left side. The pitch inside on Blake Gaffney, the catcher. Fastball down the middle.
Great pitch from Jones there to get a strike over in a 2-0 count. It's going to be 2-1 now with one away. Looked like maybe a change up there from Jones. Maybe going to miss just high. Looked pretty good up here in the press box. Not sure how the eye level was of that pitch, on the playing field. But Jones going to come back and make this count full at 3-2 to catcher Blake Gaffney.
Rickabaugh seems content at first without stealing. Oh, there he goes. And the throw down, and it'll be ball 4. So Gaffney draws a walk. Rickabaugh on the attempted steal, but gets to second. And Colton Penner with a couple of flyouts to Steven Kreiner. And head coach Blake Herring coming out to talk with Anthony Jones as Garrison White in the bullpen continues to get loosened up. Taking a look at the work that Anthony Jones has done, 4 1/3 inning with giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and has faced 21 batters, 85 pitches, 45 strikes. A good inning-eating appearance by Jones so far, as the offense for the Hurricanes have kept them in the lead. And they are still ahead by 3 with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. And Colton Penner is in the box. And Jones finds the inside corner, says crew chief, home plate umpire Marquise Taylor.
Jones with a great pitch on that inner half with the breaking ball.
First and second, 1 out. Jones deals and gets Penner.
Another pitch pretty much in the same spot there for Jones. That one could have been a ball, but tunneled so well that he draws the swing. So Jones is going to be way ahead here with an 0-2 count and 2 runners on base for the Wake Tech Eagles.
Penner steps back in to the box and up to the plate, and Anthony Jones comes set on the 0-2 count. Kind of pulls across and casts the pitch to the opposite batter's box. Mid-80s this afternoon, probably the warmest so far this season. And he unable to get home plate umpire Marquise Taylor to agree to that pitch being on the outside corner.
Pretty good spot from Anthony Jones there. Not exactly sure where that one missed. I'm sure just away.
Penner back in. First and second with 1 out. And he tries for it again and misses.
Here we go,
Penner going to come all the way back into a 3-2 count. 1 away and 2 runners on base at first and second.
Swing and a miss.
And Jones throws the changeup there. An amazing pitch to draw the second out of the inning. And that's big, especially with the runner in scoring position. Only 3 runs of insurance here for your Hurricanes. Would like a little more on the offensive side of things, but really can't complain from the defensive side of the ball.
Austin Mooring grounded out to Jace Dunn in the first inning, but then he hit a double and started a rally in the third. And pops this one up. Center field, Steven Kreiner calling for it with his hat in his hand. Nice play by the center fielder.
And he gets back in that dugout in a hurry. Kid's got some wheels on him.
Hurricanes due up, but when the Eagles come back to the plate, it will be McIntyre, Schultz, and Mason. Louisburg College Hurricanes taking on the Wake Tech Community College Eagles for the 6th and final time this 2025 season. NJCAA Region 10 regular season baseball coming to you all season long. Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network, being brought to you in part by Murphy Farm Hay and Feed, feeding farms, families, and communities for over 40 years. Mangum Insurance Agency with products and service for every occasion with offices in Coates and Dunn. And Johnny's Barbecue, specializing in Eastern North Carolina whole hog barbecue. Let them know the Hurricanes Baseball sent you if you should stop at any of those fine institutions. Anthony Jones stepping in for the 3rd time. Had a bases-clearing home run in his last at-bat and a double before that.
Anthony Jones having himself a day. Pitching very well, hitting very well. What more could you ask for from a two-way player?
Sophomore seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here at Louisburg in his 2nd and final season. And it looks like he's just kind of relaxing now and just kind of hitting the ball really well. Doing a really decent bit of yeoman's work on the mound, coming up with that strikeout in the last inning against Colton Penner, and then getting Austin Mooring to fly out to Steven Kreiner. I almost thought Kreiner was going to catch that with his hat, not his glove. Lofts it into right. Backing up into the outfield is McIntyre, and he comes up with it. Jake Modrak.
The catcher, number 14, Jake Modrak.
Modrak with a sac hit in the 2nd, and then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd.
Modrak going to watch ball 1. Going to be high in the zone there. 1 away for Modrak.
3-run game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Modrak flies that one, flares it into right. Diving, McIntyre can't get to it. Makes a valid effort, though, out in right field.
Modrak's going to pick himself up a 1-out hit. That's going to bring up your center fielder, Steven Kreiner. Kreiner just made an amazing catch in center field. Had to catch his hat because he was running so fast first, and then caught the ball with his glove. Kreiner's not going to offer.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, a runner on first, and a 3-run lead for the Louisburg College Hurricanes here at Frazier Field. Pickoff over to first, not in time. Creaky chair going on over there by Jackson Bottoms. Some cracked pepper sunflower seeds has the production crew coughing.
hitting the wrong hole over there. Got all the spice and all the seasoning on all those black pepper seeds there.
Coach Michael Statham giving us that side view of the batter's box. Been up on the roof. He looks like he got a tan, like a 10-day tan in 2 minutes. I think when he started the game, he was pink, and now he's looking brown. You could only see him. He's toasted. Lofted in the center, drops in front of Mason, and a single advances Jake Modrak. So Kreiner doing the job that is asked of him in the second or the bottom third of the lineup. So back-to-back singles as we get to the bottom of the batting order.
Bottom of this Hurricanes batting order could possibly be mistaken for the top, honestly.
Oh, it really is. I mean, Coach Herring definitely has it stacked on both sides.
Just 1 through 9, just a bunch of very talented hitters, not any holes in the lineup anywhere. If we had those old National League rules, that'd probably be the only hole in our lineup would be the pitcher, but even Colbert rakes.
The pitch, just a bit high.
Anthony Dorner put some out of here in pitcher's BP. Simon Martone put one out of here in pitcher's BP.
Cusick had reached in his first at-bat, but then was thrown out down at second by Blake Gaffney.
Leighton.
Back-to-back caught stealings, he and Kreiner.
Correction, Leighton Babb went deep in pitcher's BP yesterday.
Hard hit, left side. Steiner scoops it up to second. 5, 4, and 3, but not good enough, says Michael Brody. So a 5-4 gets the force, but Steiner tried to make the best of it. So a fielder's choice.
Right fielder number 39, Nick Lobello.
2 outs, runners first and third. With the top of the order, Nick Lobello. Very uncharacteristic. Now we got a rundown, throw out at the plate, and he gets tagged out. So Lobello will come back to the plate when we get to the bottom of the 6th, as Modrak got caught stealing for the 3rd out. back to live action as the Eagles come to the plate. And still on the mound is Anthony Jones as we start the top of the 6th inning.
Jones still seems to be pretty effective here. He gets a 2-0 count. He gets in a 2-0 count pretty early, or a 0-2 count pretty early. Not going to draw the swing and miss on the high heater there.
The 1-2. And it gets him looking.
And Jones going to pick up the most important out of the inning right there, the first out. And he's going to get it done with a strikeout and make it look easy.
Raider McIntyre had 2 flyouts and a strikeout looking now as Nick Schultz steps in. He was also a part of that rally a couple innings ago as he swings over the top of a breaking ball. And it seems Anthony Jones right now is dealing as he's closing in on 100 pitches. He's at 96. Just misses the bottom side of the strike zone right there. 80 people still in the live stream. Thanks for joining us. And, gosh, I thought he was going to get that one, too.
I did, too, there. Probably just high. Weird angle we have up here in the booth.
Bounced off the ground, and Slowinski to Dunn. He's not going to get him. A good try on a big hopper by Nick Schultz.
Really just a perfect slide over there. I mean, not really you can do about that. A high throw. If he would have been standing up, Jace Dunn at first base probably would have had him, but he just slides right under and misses that tag there.
1 on, 1 out. The Eagles are pretty chirpy this afternoon.
Jones going to come right back out right there with a strike. Breaking ball in the outer half.
John Mason, I hate to say it because I don't want to, elicit a repeat, but he hit the home run back in the 4th inning.
Went deep over that center field wall.
Yeah, he takes a big hack again. His eyes are as big as saucers right now, having memories of that home run.
And Jones probably notices he's a little out front here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jones throw the changeup, especially in an 0-2 count here.
The pitch, Mason lined him right to first. Look what I found, Ma. Jace Dunn gets him doubled up.
And kind of honestly feels like we're experiencing a little deja vu, you know? I mean, that happened for the Wake Tech Eagles just on the other side of the hot corner. So
a 1-2-3 inning as Anthony Jones was back on the bump for the 6th inning. Jen Steiner, Cameron Rickaball, and Max Gustafson will be coming back to the plate in the 7th. Top of the order, though, for your Louisburg College Hurricanes is going to be Nick Labello, James Green, and Evan Slowinski.
right fielder, number 39, Nick Labello.
Nick Labello stepping into the box and up to the plate. And he looks at a first pitch offering. That is a called strike. Sumner still on the mound, and he throws a hard breaking ball outside to even up the count, 1-1 on the leadoff batter. Sumner gets that big back turn towards second base, and then he comes through, throwing a little bit of gas. Hard hit right side, and that gets through for a single.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 42, James Green.
James Green stepping up for the fourth time. He walked, singled, and singled.
James Green at the plate now for your Hurricanes. It's no outs and a 1-0 count to James Green.
First pitch from Sumner on the outside. Pick off to first, not in time. Labello quickly retreats. Sumner resumes on the mound. Oh, Labello now is going to get caught in a rundown. I don't know that and he gets back to first safely, and I just couldn't keep up with the camera angles.
Nick Labello going to get caught in
Nor
a
could
rundown.
you.
No. Why not? Yeah.
So that amps up everybody's adrenaline right there when, you're in a scramble, and even though as a base runner you get back safely. Sumner deals to Green, a called strike on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, and Nick Labello down on first.
James Green going to see a 1-1 here.
Labello goes, the throw down to second, and he gets him right on the backside before he was able to get to the base. And I tell you, we have not seen Blake Gaffney behind the plate, but he has thrown out 3 Hurricanes, some of the fastest runners.
He's got a pretty good arm behind the plate there from Gaffney. Definitely gonna make it questionable about stealing now. He's 3 for 3.
Hit to Gustafson at short, and a quick 2 outs. Evan Slewinski, 2 walks and a strikeout as he steps in here for the 4th time.
Number 6.
Slewinski with the 9 doubles. 5 different players, Hurricanes players, came into the game today with 9 doubles. Popped up right side. John Mason comes up with it.
Plenty of extra base hits for your Hurricanes. It's definitely one of the specialties with this Louisburg ball club. Extra base hits, home runs, and most important stat, in my opinion, is runs, obviously.
Shadle, Dunn, and Jones will start the 7th when the Hurricanes come back. We're going into the top of the inning, and it will be Steiner, Rickabaugh, and Gustafson. Garrison White on the mound, coming in behind Anthony Jones. 3.24 ERA with 25 innings of work, an opposing batting average of 244. He's got 20 strikeouts on 14 appearances and 1 start. He's got 3 wins to his name this season. Garrison White, the right-handed freshman out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, Cox High School, 195 pounds, 6-foot freshman. Caden, give our viewing audience kind of a read on Garrison. I know he's referred to in the dugout a lot of times as Gary, the shorthand for Garrison.
Well, yeah, everybody really calls him Gary, but there's another nickname for him. He's Dr. Gary, because he always knows what's wrong with everybody, and he's really just like the dad of the group. He's the one that's gonna hit you. He's the one that's gonna hit you with a post fade in basketball, and he's just one of the ones that's gonna crack one of those corny dad jokes. He's that guy. But everybody loves Gary. Gary comes from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Believe he went to Cox High School. So Garrison, a great guy to be around, and works really, really hard. He's here every morning doing his routine during his indie work. So
Steiner steps back in with an 0-2 count. White outside. 1-2.
White has a brother that plays at UNCG. I believe he plays first base. Twin brother, actually. Just like Tewa and Malachi.
Slapped up the middle. We'll get Steiner down to first to lead off with a single.
It's going to be the top half of the lineup for the Wake Tech Eagles, Cameron Rickabaugh. It's led off in just about every game in the series against Wake Tech.
Steiner at first with a lead. Rickabaugh at the plate, and he looks at a called strike. 0-2 with no out and a runner on first. And White goes outside on Rickabaugh, 2-2. Or 1-2.
1-2 count to Rickabaugh. Drew the swing and miss on the first pitch. And a great pitch on the inner half. And Garrison's going to pick up that first out of the inning with a strikeout to Rickabaugh. And that's a tough out to get. One of the better hitters in that Wake Tech Eagles lineup. It's going to bring up Eagles shortstop Max Gustafson.
Walked in a couple of outs for the shortstop as he swings through a heater.
Swings right over it. A great pitch.
From the doctor.
It's a great nickname there. The doctor.
The pickoff not in time. Steiner head first back into the bag. Hard hit right side. 4, 6, can't hold on to it.
And they're going to be able to get the force his second, but not going to be in time to get that out over there at first.
So he says he dropped the ball on the transfer, and that'll get Steiner in a fielder's choice, but Gustafson will reach. Good time to remind our viewing audience that this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Louisburg College baseball team may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, while the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Louisburg College baseball. Our executive producer extraordinaire, Ricky Cook, questioning the timing of my copyright read, but not sure. But we're going to get it in there anyway, just in case. Better late than never.
Great pitch from Dr. Gary. So he's going to pick up the first strike to catcher Blake Gaffney. Gaffney's shown flashing the leather today a little bit, or not really the leather, but flashing his arm a little bit from behind the plate. He's thrown 3 Louisburg runners out.
And we just did not see him in the Louisburg Wake Tech matchups all season behind the plate, but maybe he is the starting catcher, and if he isn't, he should be, or should have been.
Eagles have 2 pretty good
hard hit. Slowinski fields it cleanly, flips to Cusick. He touches the bag, and they say he was safe. Tie goes to the runner. I don't know what that call was all about by Michael Brody. Very close, though.
Very interesting call over there from field umpire Michael Brody.
A fielder's choice that turns into a unfortunate reach or an infield base hit. Game changer is not correct right now. I don't know if it's that it's not updating or...
I would assume probably no update considering the Wi-Fi over on this side of the campus, this hole that we're in right here. Garrison's first pitch not going to be good there. Going to be a breaking ball in the outer half, and Penner just going to watch it.
Colton Penner struck out in the 5th and had a couple of flyouts to Stephen Kreiner before that. Fastball unquestionably in the strike zone.
A little bit of a grunt there from Garrison White. He's throwing it 100% as hard as he can right there. Definitely doing some pitching.
Wild pitch. And the runners advance. I didn't know better. I would have thought somebody was standing right next to our microphones yelling. That was loud.
Those field mics, they can pick up quite a good volume, honestly. It's count going to be 2-2 now to Colton Penner. We're going to have 2s across the board here in the top of the 7th.
2 on, 2nd and 3rd. Garrison White looking to get that soft infield ground ball or a fly ball. The 2-2 gets him looking.
Great pitch from Garrison White, gonna retire Colton Pinner there, and Hurricanes are gonna go back in the dugout to hit in the bottom of the 7th.
Louisburg College Baseball on the Louisburg Sports Network. All season long being brought to you in part by Murphy Farm, Hay and Feed, communities, farms, families for 40 years. Products and service for every occasion. It's Mangum Insurance Agency with offices in Coates and Dunn and Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. That's Johnny's Barbecue right here in Louisburg, North Carolina. Kenny Shadle stepping in to the box to start us off. Two balls, no strikes on the leadoff hitter. Sumner deals, and Shadle fouls that one off.
Shadle gonna watch strike 2 there. It's gonna even it up at 2-2.
Shadle with a pop out, a single, and a hit by pitch. Swings over the top of a breaking ball from Sumner. It's interesting. Thought about this in between the break was in each of the 6 games we've seen the Eagles come in with a starting pitcher who, you know, respectfully doesn't impress nearly as much as
the
their reliever.
This is the third pitcher for the Wake Tech Eagles. So I guess the coach JD, he's kind of just throwing somebody in there until they do the job.
Yeah, it's interesting that
until he finds his guy.
The end of the season here, you'd think you'd have it locked down. Popped up, out of play.
Could be could just have a bunch of inconsistent guys. You never know, but I'm sure that's not the case.
Seems Game Changer is fairly hung up down there. And the Hurricanes now getting in the habit of looking at strikes from Sumner. And that one's just a bit outside. Behind the back.
Breaking ball from Sumner. Going to go over the head of Jace Dunn.
Dunn with a single, and an out in his 3 at-bats so far. He's got a 2-2 count with nobody on. And grounds that one to Steiner, and the tag in the base path. All of a sudden, the Hurricanes looking like they're running out of gas.
Could be one of the hotter games we've played in the season, but definitely shouldn't affect Hurricanes lineup. Breaking ball from Sumner, not going to get there. Jones going to watch it on the outer half.
Swings over the breaking ball there and evens up the count, 1-1. Out of play on the left side.
Jones going to foul one off. It's going to put him behind in a 1-2 count, but Jones a very patient and consistent hitter at the plate. Could easily flip the count right back around.
The 1-2 hit right up the middle.
And Jones just a flash of what he could do there as he hits a single up the middle with 2 outs. And that could start a 2-out rally here for your Hurricanes. It's going to bring up the catcher, Jake Modrag.
Modrak with the sack hit by pitch, and a single. Ended up getting caught stealing at home. As he fouls off the first offering from Sumner. 77 people still watching, and the ground ball to Gustafson, and they get the force.
And that's going to bring up the bottom of the 7th here, it's going to bring up the top of the 8th here for your Louisburg Hurricanes.
Steven Kreiner, Colin Cusick, and back to the top of the order with Nick Labello for the 8th inning. And the Eagles about to bring up to the plate Colton Penner, Austin Mooring, and Raider McIntyre. Back to live action here at Frazier Field on the campus of Louisburg College in Louisburg, North Carolina. About an hour's drive northeast of Raleigh, the state capital. Caden Lasley and myself, Bill Martone, bringing you the live action from behind the backstop. Garrison White on the mound, and he's going to deal the first pitch in the 8th inning to Colton Penner. Penner playing left field this afternoon. Has had a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. I feel like I've said that a handful of times. And I'm going to have to just give up on Game Changer altogether because it's frozen without Wi-Fi. The hit over to first, 6-3.
Pretty good play and throw over there by Evan Slawinski. had to get rid of it pretty quick. Makes a strong throw over there to first to Jace Dunn to retire the first out.
Austin Mooring grounded out to Jace Dunn at first, then he doubled and flied out to Steven Kreiner. Kreiner with a lot of putouts this afternoon.
Steven Kreiner definitely working out there in center field for sure.
And the first pitch, a fastball on the outside to Austin Mooring. Kreiner with the inning-ending snag on the run with his hat in his right hand. Not sure which he was going to use to catch the ball, his glove or his hat. He just came cruising in, made the catch, and then just sprinted right to the dugout.
Kind of looks like he's just sliding on ice, you know, like Frozone. And he's just gliding when he's running.
Hard hit left side. Shadle tries to get to it, and Slowinski able to get to it behind him, but deep in that 5-6 hole. Shadle might have had an opportunity at it if he could have got it on the run, but even the throw, I think, would have been awkward across his body with the momentum going the opposite way. And Mooring seems to have a set of wheels.
Kind of put it just where he needed to put it and got just enough of it so it could kind of get through that hole without the third baseman cutting it off there.
Runner goes. The throw down to second is not going to be in time, and it's backed up, but even gets away from Evan Slowinski into left center field. So Mooring with a stolen base, and Raider McIntyre.
Doesn't appear to be any action in the Hurricanes bullpen.
This is not Raider McIntyre. Apologies.
It's Schultz.
Should be Nick Schultz. Feeling lost without my game changer. Outside the strike zone to the first baseman. Sounds like Coach Michael Statham rolling out of here on his Harley.
Dr. Gary going to keep him honest over there at second base. Make sure he's not going anywhere.
Schultz still at the plate. Raider at second. Breaking ball fouled left down the third base line.
Going to be a 2-2 to Nick Schultz.
No activity in the bullpen at this point. We're in the top of the 8th inning. One out. Bounced hard to Slowinski. He fields it cleanly over to first. And Schultz somewhat gave up on it, to be honest. I don't know if he's feeling a little tender in the hamstring or something, but it was not a very compelling sprint to first.
Bigger guy in Schultz. Not sure if that was all he had or if he's hurting a little bit there. So
John Mason.
Gary going to come right at him. Homered earlier in the game over the center field wall.
I'm thinking we started off with Austin Mooring, and I thought we were starting off with Colton Penner.
Believe this is Mason, right? John Mason?
Yeah, this is Mason, and going backwards in the book, that was just Schultz. Raider McIntyre, Austin, I'm going backwards. So I started off with Colton Penner grounding out to Slowinski. So I don't know, somewhere I missed or or started in the wrong place in the batting order.
Hey, mistakes happen. We're all human.
Garrison White at the mound and dealing 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs to the center fielder, John Mason. He grounded out to the first baseman, followed by a home run and then another out.
Different colored batting gloves from Mason.
And he swings at a fly.
And Dr. Gary going to draw a big swing and miss there.
Even Mason shook his head as he fell out of the batter's box like, what did I just swing at?
Mason took a hack there.
Full count payoff pitch.
It's not what you want to do is help Gary out because
goes inside, loses Mason to a walk.
it's a good pitch from Gary. Maybe if the runner was batter was kind of hogging the plate a little bit, good pitch from Gary's just going to miss on the inner half.
Well, Caden, the end of regular season means at the end of today's game and broadcast, get to break all of this down and pack it up and ship it out. And next Friday, up in Burlington Athletic Stadium,
You going to bring all the stuff up with you?
we're going to bring some stuff, and we'll
Okay.
see what happens.
Okay. I'll probably be there, so more than likely.
I'll more than likely be there, too.
Not traveling with the team, but I think a couple of guys going to ride down there, so.
Well, if you're there, be glad to have you on the mic. And if you're not, no hard feelings, but it's been a real pleasure all season working with you. Runners first and third with 2 outs, and Jen Steiner, the third baseman, is back at the plate.
I've had an amazing time up here doing it, and just grateful for the opportunity to be up here cheering my teammates on and definitely having a little bit of fun while I'm doing it. It's for sure.
The breaking ball from Garrison White gets Steiner looking.
Be surprised how much you can just learn up here with just watching, observing. You got a really good view of the game and can see pretty much everything that goes on.
Down the middle, Steiner rips it into center. Kreiner on the run. And does it again. That man is gliding across the outfield.
It's hard to even catch him in the frame when he's running because he's so fast.
Look at him. He sprints into the dugout before anybody else.
James Green going to collect his hat and run back in there with it.
True teammate, Mr. James Green. Let his
Yes.
center fielder take the glory, and then he picks up his belongings.
Look at that
brings
smile.
it in there.
Look at that smile from James Green there. As he would say, all it takes is a little Colgate.
Love it. Hurricanes and the Eagles for the 6th time this season on a midweek matchup all season long. Wednesday afternoons, 3 here, 3 there. And we're putting a bow on it this afternoon. The Hurricanes holding on to a 3-run lead with 11 hits to the 5 of the Eagles. Steven Kreiner in the box. And rips that one and drops it into left field right in front of Colton Penner.
Steven Kreiner going to help himself out, pick up a hit there.
2 walks and 2 singles for Kreiner. Still going to be leading the team in hits.
Colin Cusick.
Cusick reached on a fielder's choice, and Kreiner now is going to get away with a bad throw, and he's going to go to the 3. Kreiner puts those wheels to use on the offensive side of the game after making the inning-ending out again for the second time in this game from center field, covered a ton of ground, sprints in, grabs his bat, steps up, hits a single, and then steals on a pass ball 180 feet, 2 extra bases. Colin Cusick looks at a fastball inside on the hands from Sumner.
Colin Cusick going to get this 2-0 count. Sumner going to get a strike over.
Kreiner not even in the frame, and we're picking up third base. That's how aggressive of a base path runner he is. Sumner really throwing hard now.
Cusick going to be way ahead here with a 3-1 count. Definitely looking for something he can drive here with the infield in. Maybe a little deep fly ball here.
Popped up out of play. It was assistant coach Matt Tulloch getting caught in the frame a moment ago. Popped up high into an elevator shaft. Backing up at second base is McIntyre. And Lobello will step in.
Lobello going to step in with 1 away and 1 runner on third base. So Lobello knows what his job is here, and I'm sure he'll execute it just perfectly. Got to get this run in. So
bunch of mixed activity from Lobello. There's Stephen Kreiner leading off at third. He's looking to get home. And Kreiner zips across home plate for another run scored. Look at that. You're getting an AV education here behind the backstop, Caden.
if I'm ever in the field of broadcasting, I should definitely know what I'm doing or there's something wrong. So.
And if you have any questions, don't call me. No, you're always welcome to. Sumner still on the mound, toeing the slab for the Eagles, and Nick Lobello in the box now with Kreiner across. He hits one really hard down the third base line, but just to the left of third base. Steiner did not even have an opportunity to flinch on that ball. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning with a 4-run game now in favor of Louisburg College, and a breaking ball gets popped up on the right side. Calling for it is McIntyre, and that's 2 in a row to the second baseman.
And now, coming up to the Hurricanes, the left fielder, number 42.
Green with a walk, a single, and a line out to the shortstop. Oops, that's not the right one. There we go. Ground ball right to the first baseman. He'll take it himself, and gets the tag at first.
And that's going to be it for the bottom of the 8th. Hurricanes going to pick up 1 run from a single from Steven Kreiner up the middle, and then a wild pickoff attempt that's going to allow Kreiner to go from first to third, and then a pass ball which allowed Kreiner to score. Hurricanes are going to pick up 1 in the bottom of the 8th. Going into the top of the 9th, all the Hurricanes need now is 3 outs to put the Wake Tech Eagles away and complete the sweep.
Ben Blondino on the bump to close out the game for the Hurricanes. Blondino with a 4.58 ERA and a opposing batting average of .310 on 35 and a third inning of work.
And Ben Blondino gonna come in to pitch. Went to Liberty Christian Academy in Forest, Virginia. Ben's always known for his electric stuff on the mound and just being amped up as a player, you know, getting that dugout fired up and getting some outs along the way with that.
That looked really good, even I'll say on the inside, but good on the inside, and it misses. 2 balls, 1 strike on the leadoff batter.
Blondino's going to plunk him there. He's going to send a runner down there to first base.
Cameron Rickaball at the top of the order as we start the 9th inning.
It's going to bring up shortstop Max Gustafson.
Rickaball at first. Gustafson at the plate. And he looks at a first pitch called strike from Ben Blondino. Just a bit inside.
They're on that inner half again from Blondino. Blondino's got a 1-1 count here to shortstop Gustafson. Fastball going to miss away there. It's going to bring the count to 2-1. Hitter advantage. Runner on first and no outs.
Pass ball, ricochets, and Dunn gets to it before Jake Modrak can find it. He was looking down along his feet, and that ball had just ricocheted up unbeknownst to him.
And that run at third base doesn't necessarily matter, but could be a momentum shifter for the Eagles lineup.
No outs, a 4-run game. Even though we're in the top of the 9th, I would say let's not, count our chickens just yet. And a foul ball off home plate. Hits Max Gustafson in the box. Is a dead ball. Blake Gaffney on deck. Hard hit. And that's over the fence for 2 runs.
Maddox Cabbage active down there in the bullpen, warming up, just getting his arm hot. I'm sure Coach Blake Herring has a lot of trust in Ben Blondino.
End of the regular season turning into a grinder for the Hurricanes as they're looking to hold on to now a 2-run lead. 4 runs cut in half to 2 in the top of the 9th inning on a 2-run homer. Ground ball right side. Cusick to Dunn. That's 1.
Blondino going to pick up the first out of the inning on a ground ball to second baseman Colin Cusick. And he's going to smother it up and throw it over to Jace Dunn to pick up the first out of the inning.
Colton Penner, fly out twice back-to-back, then a strikeout and a ground out. Presumably a substitute for Penner. We'll see who that is in a moment as Blondino stands patiently on the mound. 30-something.
I believe it's just 30 there.
30. Swing and a miss. Colton Mays, 268 batting average, 350 on-base percentage. Coach DJ Russ must figure Penner has not been productive, so what do you got to lose?
Give somebody else an opportunity here in the top of the 9th. And a great pitch from Blondino there. Definitely changes speeds there. So he's going to pick up that second strike.
A little bit outside, 2-2.
Blondino really let that one go. Dino, I'm sure, is going to come back with a really good 2-2 pitch here.
Fills up the count with 1 out and nobody on. Blondino looking to close out the regular season for the Hurricanes. Line drive over Slowinski.
It's pretty well struck off the bat of Colton Mays. And Coach Herring gonna go out there and have a word with Ben Blondino.
So Maddox Cabbage going to come in from the bullpen with 1 out and a runner on after Blondino gave up a 2-run homer and a single. Coach Herring looking to just put an end to this game and move on to next Friday's round 1 competition in the Southeast Regional for Region 10. With a lot of interest this weekend on Catawba Valley as they face off in their final 3-game set to determine the first and second place finish in the West Division of the D2 Region 10 of the NJCAA. The bracket's not yet set, as a lot of games still set to be played. Cabbage had a mid-season hiatus, and he has been back and Looks like he's pretty excited to be back. Throwing hard.
Looks very well. I faced him the other day in live at-bats, and I'll tell you what, man, that slider, his slider at Cabbage is, it's like a Frisbee. It really does move about 3 feet.
Maddox Cabbage getting the hype music from DJ Ricky Cook. Trying to pump up his teammate with 1 out and a runner on in the top of the 9th inning. Hurricanes leading by 2. Looking to put a ribbon on it and call it a season to move on to the postseason next Friday in Burlington, North Carolina. The plan is to take this show on the road, but I say that loosely because, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Back to live action and live sounds. And the first pitch.
Cabbage going to get over a first pitch strike.
To Austin Mooring. Runner on first. And a foul ball. The count now 1-2 with 1 out.
There's that slider from Cabbage.
Got to protect. You can't let it go. So now we still have our 1 field mic running, even though the battery indicator shows that it's at 0. And Cabbage plunks him. So Mooring is going to reach. Runners first and second now with 1 out. The Hurricanes just need a double play out of Raider McIntyre. He had a pair of flyouts and a strikeout looking, but then ended up reaching for the fourth at-bat. He's been playing second base this afternoon. We saw him step in at third at one point a couple games ago. Cabbage deals, and Raider McIntyre swings over the top of a splitter.
Cabbage going to pick up a great first pitch strike there. Excuse me.
Another arm warming up down in the bullpen just in case, which I can respect that of Coach Herring. The 0-1 outside, tries to get him to chase.
Harrison Lombardi in the bullpen warming up, getting that cannon loose.
A week and a couple days, so anybody who's not burned all their matches might be fair game right now here in the top of the 9th inning for the Hurricanes. Cabbage comes set with a 1-1 count, and his sails just a little too high. 85 people holding tight in the live stream. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. It's been a pleasure to bring you Hurricanes baseball all season long. And again, in a week and a couple days, we'll see if we can bring you a roadshow game at Burlington, North Carolina. And he swings through the fastball. 2-2.
Cab with a pretty good pitch there, going to even it out at 2-2.
McIntyre at the plate, Mooring and Colton Mays out on the bases. Swing and a miss.
Cabbage going to sit him down for the second out of the inning. Great pitch from Maddox Cabbage, and he looks to do it again to number 40, Nick Schultz.
That looked like a little bit of revenge pitching from Maddox Cabbage. I like it. Some swagger off the back of the mound, and he's coming back reset to face Nick Schultz, the first baseman. He grounded out to Slowinski in his last at-bat. And he gets Scholes to swing through that same pitch.
Cabbage showing a little bit of electricity here in the top of the ninth.
Two out, two on. Top of the ninth, a two-run game, and the count is 0-1 on Nick Scholes, the first baseman for the Eagles. Maddox Cabbage gets carded with a pitch clock violation, so the count goes 1-1. Our field cameras have all burned out. The pitch goes sailing, and runners will advance. A little bit too much adrenaline, maybe. Just need one out or two strikes, however you want to count it. Cabbage looks like he's taking a deep breath out there on the mound. Cabbage comes set, the 2-1, fouled off and evens up the count at 2 apiece.
We got twos across the board here. Maddox Cabbage on the mound. Nick Scholes at the plate. It's going to face a 2-2, 2 outs and 2 runners on. 2 runners in scoring position.
The pitch swung on, lofted into right. It'll drop in front of Nick Labello as he guns it into home, and 1 run scores.
One run scores, the other one's going to stay at third, and it's a 7-6 ball game here in the top of the ninth with center fielder John Mason at the plate.
He walked in his last at-bat, has a couple of outs, and an unfortunate for Hurricanes fans and players, a little thing called a home run. 2 on the day for the Eagles. The other coming from Gustafson. Little break in the action. Still an arm warming up in the bullpen. But the game ending out at the plate. How do you like that?
It's a game
No,
time.
you don't talk about the tie. You talk about the out.
You're
You got
right.
2 outs. Got to be optimistic here.
The game-winning out at the plate here for Maddox Cabbage.
Down the what?
And it appeared to be down the middle, but home plate umpire says it's high. So I don't
Not quite clear where the miss was on that, but Maddox Cabbage, we got him zoomed in on the mound right now as he looks dialed in, comes set, and deals, and low and away. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs with 2 on. And John Mason at the plate swings through the breaking ball.
And a great pitch from Cabbage, and what a way to pick up that first strike to the batter. And it's got a 2-1 count, the runner on third, and 2 outs.
The 2-1 gets into the strike zone to even up the count at 2 apiece.
There's that slider we were mentioning before. It's definitely a go-to pitch for Maddox Cabbage. 2s across the board again.
Cabbage comes set and deals. Swing and a miss.
Strikes him out. And Cabbage is going to walk off that mound like Conor McGregor.
So Cabbage closes out the game for the Hurricanes with a 1-run lead in the top of the 9th inning with a tying run on third. And your Louisburg College Hurricanes sweep the Wake Tech Community College Eagles across all 6 games of this regular season, and they put a beautiful gold ribbon on the end of their season with 9 straight wins to secure their place in the postseason playoffs. That'll be starting next Friday, I believe the 9th of May, up in Burlington, North Carolina at the Burlington Athletic Stadium. For the entire production crew that has brought you Hurricanes baseball all season long, Jackson Bottoms, Ricky Cook, Caden Lasley, myself, Bill Martone, and on behalf of Coach Blake Herring and the entire Hurricanes baseball program, thank you for joining us this season. We hope to bring you Game 1 of postseason play next Friday. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening, everyone.